right, good morning, St. Louis, my favorite place. We're going to go to school today. I'm going to take my time, hopefully. Facebook, I don't have the rights to this music. Don't shut me down, Facebook. We're going to school. We're trying to educate our brothers and sisters.
Just because I want.
As they say, St. Louis, knowledge is power. My people are destroyed because of the lack of what they know, the lack of knowledge. The question is, how beneficial is the knowledge? I think the knowledge is very beneficial. The knowledge is called power. In other words, not necessarily the knowledge in which most people perceive knowledge to be. I'm talking about knowledge that's going to allow you to warp space and time at absolute negative 273.15 Celsius minus friction and heat. We must begin to understand we have not a clue as to how the world works. And the reason we lack the ability to understand how the world works is because we don't understand ourselves. We've been on the face of this land for so long, but yet we've been going in the opposite direction of truth. We've been going in the direction of entropy, which is chaos and disorder. And as a result, the chaos and disorder has literally gave us an understanding of who we are, but yet the chaos and disorder is the wrong way. That's called friction and heat. That's called the grave clothes. You're either hot or you're cold. You can't be lukewarm. Many of you think you have free will. You made the decision to get up this morning to go to the gym, go to the store, go to work. You didn't make the decision. Where you dwell made the decision. You're either dwelling in entropy, which is chaos and disorder, or you're dwelling in absolute zero minus the chaos and disorder. And as a result of you dwelling in the entropy, you're going to be controlled by that system. And as a result, you're decaying every day. You're getting older and older and older, but not necessarily older. You're losing your sound. And you're losing your sound because you never literally reached the level of power needed to stop the sound from being diminished. Once you come to the realization of being able to stop the sound from being diminished, you will be able to understand how the universe works. Many of you believe when you go out and about, you see people come to and from, go here, go there. You're looking at an object, you're not necessarily looking at it, you're encoding it. Your mind is so powerful, but yet you lack the ability to understand how powerful your mind is because you never really came to the understanding of who you are. I'm one to believe the reason we never came up with the understanding of who we are is because of what we've been following. We've been following false religion, false doctrine. We've been following wolves in sheep clothes that had not a clue that they had not a clue. And the reason we've been following those wolves in sheep clothes is because they too, meaning the person, the soul, whatever you want to call it, had been hijacked from the time they were in their mother's womb. And as a result, we came up with false doctrine, false religion. As I said before, and I'll say once again, it's called occultist, occult, darkness. And that's what's been controlling this world for so long. And that's one of the reasons we have 100 plus countries. It's one of the reasons we have wars and rumors of wars. It's one of the reasons we have oligarchs. We have these people that are like strongmen, like the mafia, controlling countries, communist countries. We got people that are slaves. We got human traffickers. We got rape. We got murder. We got pillage. All that dwells in the system of laws of thermodynamics. As long as you're under the law, you're under tutors and governors, even though you're Lord of Lords. We must come to the realization that we have the ability to stop time. Time, as you know, time is not time as it really is. Time, as you know, time is time how the undeveloped mind created it. The undeveloped mind has been ruling this country for so long, but yet they failed to realize how illiterate they are. The undeveloped mind came up with the understanding of trains, planes, schools, etc. And they're building a system to sustain itself. In other words, just think if little Johnny do something wrong, little Johnny go and rob a bank, little Johnny's robbing Satan's bank, darkness bank. So darkness is going to have the police to go after little Johnny. But what they failed to realize is darkness is controlling the police. Darkness is controlling the entire system due to entropy, chaos, and disorder. In other words, let me break it down so you can come to the realization of what I'm trying to say. Just imagine if you put your foot on the gas pedal and there's gas in the car and the engine's working, the car is going to move. But you must ask yourself, is the car truly moving? Or have we been taught from infancy stages that the car is moving, but yet your neurons at the micromolecular level is literally causing the movement? Those are things that we need to begin to understand, is that what we thought was true is not true. We didn't get to know ourselves because we were losing ourselves before we really found ourselves. Think about oil. Think about coal. In other words, in order to put gasoline in your car, there must be an oil refinery. You must extract the gasoline from coal. It must go through a process, but yet the gasoline is nasty. The gasoline is not even clean, but yet we need an engine to literally bring that gasoline to a certain boiling point, which will cause it to leave the exhaust and will cause you to thrust forward, but you're not really thrusting forward as you perceive. It's all in your mind. If we can bring down the gates of hell, which is the laws of thermodynamics, I believe we can literally purify hell on earth, get rid of what was and bring in what is. And what is the truth. And that truth, unquestionably, undoubtedly, will set you free. We wouldn't have murders, rape, pillage, wars, rumors of wars. We wouldn't have big businesses. We wouldn't have so many people owning so much of the world, but yet 99.9% of the people own nothing. They own it for a moment, then all of a sudden the rug is pulled from underneath their feet. And as a result, they're now sick because of what they had, and what they had was now taken. But it was only given to them because they're on borrowed time, because they are under the laws of thermodynamics. We must literally contract inward. Many think that the world is a simulation. Is that the case? Many think it's atoms, neutrons, protons, quarks, up and down quarks. Is it possible? I want to believe that we have the ability to change everything that we know. And we can literally stop time. And in order to do it, we must begin to understand ourselves. And once we understand ourselves, there wouldn't be no more kings, queens, and leaders that are ruling this world. And they're placed in leadership and rulership by darkness. It's our responsibility to allow our inner light to manifest in this season, and as a result, we'll be able to fuse at the micromolecular subatomic level. And as a result of fusing at the deeper level of truth, we'll be able to see the world like many never saw it before. And we will change our place in space and time. It's time, St. Louis, Chi-Town, Alabama, Georgia. It's time. Oh, it's time, Florida, Oregon. Remember, the new damn sheriff in town. And I don't play the radio. Trust me, smarter than you think. God bless. It's time.
Just because
right. It's time, St. Louis, for us to say all or nothing. We must do it for our children, our grandchildren, and that we shall. God bless.